This, my network exclusive interview with Leanna Harris's attorney. She's the mother of that little boy who died after being left in a hot car for hours in the sweltering heat. Hear why her attorney says mom is a victim here. The lawyer for Leanna Harris is speaking out for the first time. He's defending his client in this controversial case against her husband, who's accused of killing their young son by leaving him locked inside a hot car.
The death of my son is still unreal. I now live a tortured existence. The emotional first words from Leanna Harris since a Georgia judge denied bond for her husband, Justin Ross Harris. He's pleaded not guilty to murder and child cruelty charges for the death of their 22-month-old son, Cooper. Cooper died in June after being left in this sweltering SUV for 7 hours. Both parents say it was an accident. However, in this victim impact questionnaire sent to Leanna Harris by the Cobb County District Attorney and released by her attorney, Harris listed herself as the victim.
She's a victim of she's lost a child. She's a victim of public perception, thinking that she had something to do with it.
In a network exclusive interview, Lawrence Zimmerman says accusations that she plotted to kill her son that are based on her perceived lack of emotion have left Harris with no confidence in society.
Is she supposed to be publicly emotional? I mean, is that how people are supposed to react to tragedy in their life? I don't think there's a right way to react to tragedy.
And what about the testimony from Cobb County Detective Philip Stoddard during her husband's probable cause hearing?
In front of several witnesses, all of a sudden she states, Ross must have left him in the car. She had him sit down and he starts going through this and she looks at him, she's like, well, did you say too much?
In a statement, Harris writes, Ross was a wonderful father and he loved Cooper with all of his heart. Because I know how he treasured that little boy for 22 months, I know without a doubt he would never have knowingly allowed any harm to come to our son. I want you to know what a loving father he was to Cooper. And then there are those accusations Ross Harris was sending sexually explicit messages as Cooper suffered in the heat.
He was having up to 6 different conversations with different women. The most common term would be sexting. There were photos of his exposed penis, erect penis being sent.
Leanna Harris writes, whatever issues that transpired in our marriage is between God and us, for he will judge those moral sins.
Eventually there will be the right time and the right place for her to possibly speak publicly, if that's what she wants to do. But certainly not yet.
Is it something she wants to do? Does she want to speak out and say, here's the truth?
I think anybody who is being cast in a false light or a negative light, maybe that's a better word, would always want to defend themselves. If someone called you out on something, you'd want to defend yourself. But because she is in the public eye this way, you know, it's hard for her to do that.
Why is it difficult? Why is it now the time? If the truth is the truth today and it'll be the truth during a trial or after a trial, why not come out and tell the truth now?
Because she is not only dealing with the loss of her child, her husband, and grieving and trying to get her life back in order, she's also concerned that the district attorney's office may try to level a charge against her.
Does your client expect charges?
I think we are hoping that since the district attorney's office is looking at her as a victim of a crime since she lost her child, that's a sign that they're not going to charge her.
But in a statement to CNN, a Cobb County spokeswoman writes, we are required by the Crime Victims Bill of Rights to send those forms to all victims or victims' next of kin, and it is standard procedure in the Cobb County District Attorney's Office to do so. Regardless of charges, Zimmerman says Leanna Harris is holding on to at least one long-term plan.
You know, she wanted to have another child. I think anybody who loves children would want more children, of course.
And we know that Cooper would have turned 2 years old on August 2nd. And Lawrence Zimmerman tells me that Leanna Harris went to the cemetery there to mourn her child.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that child, I mean, as a parent, you cannot help but mourn, regardless of anything that's out there, regardless of what anybody is saying. You love your child. And she says in that survey, that questionnaire, that she now is in grief counseling and she expects it to last for the rest of her life. So we'll continue to follow that story, of course. We certainly will.